Okay, trading NVIDIA, these ETFs can provide exposure or profit from pullbacks without options. Each ETF has different characteristics, but they do come with disadvantages. We'll explain.
So from the best of your knowledge, so he was just buying the stock. He was not using options.
He just had the stock. He wanted to get into NVIDIA. It was pretty expensive. So I had heard about some of these other products that were lower prices. And that's why he got into NVDY, because it was like a very much cheaper than being in NVIDIA. Okay. Okay. Study 5 key NVIDIA ETFs tracked: NVDY, NVDL, NVDD, NVDS, and NVDU. Time period 2017 to 2025. Focus areas, their prices, their IVs. So I think this is good for various account sizes. Maybe someone can't afford to get into NVIDIA. And we like to have round lots, meaning 100 shares. So we can trade options around them. So some people can't afford 100 shares of NVIDIA.
And how did you find NVDY? Because before you brought this up, I had never heard of any of these.
I don't know. Maybe I heard it or saw it somewhere. I have no idea. But he just kept saying he wanted to buy NVIDIA, and I thought, these cheaper options maybe could be better for a small account.
Okay.
But I heard someone talking about it. I think it was like an NVIDIA covered call fund, but we'll see. Again, did the research for us, so let's find out.
Okay. So number 3. So NVDL is Granite shares 2 times long. Okay. So we've seen these before. And my limited knowledge with the 2 times longs are going to be your XLFs and remember the ones that were the leveraged, those leveraged ones. So this is 2 times long NVIDIA, and that's NVDL. That's not what you were in. NVDU is the 2 times bull, which is the same thing, right?
So leverage, so 2 times long or 2 times bull, I would think it's the same. But one is Granite shares 2 times long, and one is Direxion daily 2 times long. But both
those should be pretty similar. Can we go, and you can say no to this, Jenny, but just because we're doing the market measures and we like to put visuals around it, can we go into the platform and take a look at those 2 before we go to the other ones?
Sure. And you see those don't have options. None of them have options except the NVDY, which is that yield max NVDY, yield max NVDA option income strategy. And that's what I thought was like a covered call fund. But that Gad has it crossed out. So good thing we sold it.
Yeah, good thing. Is it good fun?
All right, let's take a look. NVDL, NVDU. I'm going to go on the platform.
Yeah, and I'll keep those pulled up too. NVDL.
So you can see Granite shares 2 times long NVIDIA ETF.
Okay. It does it. Okay. There's no options, right? And this is a $56 stock. So, okay. From this perspective.
No, there are options. There are
options. Okay. But can we do something for my small brain? Will you go to NVDA first? I just want to see what the chart in NVIDIA looks like, and then we can compare. So this is NVDA chart. This is what everything is based off of, right? So we're going to take a look at this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of gone up. It's pulled back a little bit. Okay, so this is what it should look like. So if I'm looking at a bull ETF, it should look pretty similar to this, but a little bit up higher.
And I just want to see. So let's say I sell a put in NVIDIA. I'm just going to go to 30 Delta put, $535 using 4,000. Okay.
Okay.
And then that last one was, what was it? NVDL? NVDL. If I go to March and go to a 30 Delta put, now this is a leverage product. So the margin's usually higher for a $55 product. So
it won't be the same margining as a $55
No,
product.
It is. It's the same margin as regular NVIDIA.
That's bonkers. That's probably why he said there's no options. Don't even look at them.
So it's the buying power there is this same buying power as it was for the NVIDIA options. But when you're dealing with these leverage products, you usually don't get good margin on them. But what if you were to just buy 100 shares? If you buy 100 shares, it's fully cash secured, $5,000.
Yeah, but if you bought NVIDIA, it's way more than $5,000. Well, maybe it wouldn't. No, that's about right. NVDA, going to NVIDIA, and you buy 100 shares, you're using 6,400. That's crazy. You would think that $55 product would give you something. No, but with the leverage products, you don't. So that's interesting. Okay, so that was NVDL. What was the other one?
NVDA. No. NVD, what was it? NVD, here, it was this Direxion shares. It was the Direxion. But I don't know if it was, I think it's this NVDU. NVDU.
Just slide back and forth.
NVDU, $78, 30 delta put using $6,000.
Okay, take a look at that. There's not a lot of open interest. Those are very, very, very liquid. And you've got a 4 and a K in front of them.
And 100 shares of a $78 product uses more than Nvidia. But again, these are 2 times leveraged. They're double, 2 times long, 2 times full. Okay.
Okay, and wait, go to the chart. I'm sorry, go to the chart in NVDL or NVDU. It doesn't look like Nvidia if it's 2 times long. No, it looks totally different. This is why we went down this rabbit hole. You know, Nvidia's been up, and if this is a bull, it should be up higher. That's kind of how we got down this rabbit hole, is that looking at them, they weren't moving in the same direction.
Well, let's see. GAD has the correlations on here, so we'll see. We'll take a look, and we'll get the answers today. We've got 5 more slides to get the answers. And then you have these bear funds. This NVIDIA bear fund 1.25 times, or Direxion daily NVIDIA bear 1 times. So there's NVDS and NVDD, those bear funds.
Yes. And we've seen these before. There's the bullish and the bearish. Okay. So then here's how each NVIDIA ETF works and what sets it apart. So the NVDL seeks to deliver 2 times the daily performance of NVIDIA stock. If NVIDIA rises 1% in a day, NVDL aims to rise 2. Okay.
And then for NVDU, which is the 2 times, also aims for 2 times the daily return, similar to NVDL, but issued by Direxion. So just 2 different companies.
So those are very similar, just different companies. Then this NVDX, it's interesting because we're not getting the NVDY in there, but this NVDS seeks to return 1.25, the inverse of NVIDIA's daily performance. If NVIDIA drops 1%, NVDS aims to gain 1.25.
Okay, and then NVDD just tracks the inverse daily return of NVIDIA, meaning if NVIDIA falls 1%, NVDD will rise 1%. So those are bear funds. Those are bear funds. Yeah, and I did kind of want to, so the NVDY, that covered call fund, it didn't make the cut, Liz. It didn't make the cut.
It didn't make the cut, but it's real. It's out there.
Oh, but it's here in this. So our price correlation graph of NVIDIA and its related ETFs. So you could see NVDL to NVIDIA almost 100% correlated, 0.99.
I think I know why it didn't make the cut, Jenny Andrews. Take a look at that MD, because it's got a 50% correlation. It's not correlated at all to NVIDIA.
Right. It does not have that high correlation. And I don't know if that's because they're constantly selling calls, so you're kind of just at a standstill. Because what I recall is that it's a covered call fund, but if they're constantly selling calls, it's not moving. If NVIDIA, let's say you're selling a call against something, and I know, like, let's go back to your UL position. You sold a call against your UL at $50 or something, and UL ran up to $100. Well, you didn't make those profits because you were stopped out at 50.
Yeah, I don't know. He crossed it out for a reason. GAD, it is forbidden. We are not going to trade NVDY. GAD crosses it out. We're crossing it out.
So you can see NVDU, NVDL, those 2 times bullish have almost a perfect correlation. And those bear funds, same thing, almost perfectly negative correlated, the NVDD, but the NVDS negative 0.74.
Yeah, so any of these are a good proxy except for the NVDY.
Right.
And that's why this is where this study came from, because we were looking at the 2 charts of NVDY and NVDA, and I was like, this isn't working.
Yeah, he wasn't making that when NVIDIA was going up. He wasn't making much money in NVDY, but he just kept getting more and more. I guess he was getting more shares, so they kept adding shares. So it's almost seemed like constant dividend.
Yeah.
Okay. This graph illustrates how the prices of 4 different NVDA ETFs have changed daily over time since 2024. And these NVDL, NVDU, NVDD, NVDS, we see they're highly correlated, positively or negatively.
And they're working exactly as they should be. You can see those charts. I mean, they're all relatively the same. The negatives were very close, 1.25 versus 1, and you can see that line right above the other one. And the other ones are correlated. They're the same product, just different people are producing them.
Right. So on January 2nd, 2024, Nvidia was up 16.4%, considering the price dollar change. So here, NVDL was up 32%. It should be double. NVDU was up 29%. So I don't know why one was up 32% and one up 29. Maybe I would go with NVDL then.
But I mean, taking a look, and then if you go over to the other side, so then they became more efficient, because then on January 27th, 2025, so a year later, Nvidia was down by 16%, and these were a little bit more correlated. The ones in 2025 look exactly as we should see. Down 33.8, 33.8, and then you'll see the 1.25 is exactly what you should see, the 25.4 and the 16.5. Right. Yeah.
Right. So in my mind, these products are all the same, and honestly, they don't give you any margin relief. Even though they're lower price products, it's not giving you any margin relief. And if I look at this study, my takeaway is stick with Nvidia.
They're not giving, well, we know that the leveraged ETFs don't give you any margin relief in there, which is kind of crazy. And it says the takeaways: these ETFs reset daily. Holding them long-term can erode returns through compounding.
Okay. These are trading tools, not investments. They're built for short-term moves, not buy and hold. And we say that all the time with these leverage products. You never see us really trading those leverage products the 2 times or 3 times, or so that makes sense. Watch out, over time these ETFs can drift from their target performance due to market volatility.
And I mean, it's kind of like the ones that used to have a drag. Remember when if they keep resetting, which it sounds like they do, they keep resetting. It does have like a drag in one direction or the other, depending on which way it's dragging.
So takeaway, and I'm actually glad they were all listed here. Glad we could take a look at them all. And the most eye-opening part about it was you're looking at some $50 products or $70 products that are tying up way more buying power than the actual Nvidia, which is much higher price. So right. Again, the takeaway for me is just stick with Nvidia.